So welcome everybody again, and the priestesses and enchantresses are here and ready. We are waiting a few more minutes for more participants. In the meanwhile, as the recording has started, I'd like to tell you that the hostesses are the enchantresses and priestesses. We are the Academy of the Red Tent Goddess, and we have many things that are coming along for us. The Daughters of the Red Tent is part of the Academy, the Red Tent Kids. And we also have new things coming along. Melanie Hatchie is coming up with a new program in March. Melanie, would you like to mention something about it later? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to give Lisette Lopez, the lead priestess, the baton so that she can welcome you as well.
Thank you. So I want to welcome everyone here. And today is a very special day. We decided that this is a day that needs to be talked about, celebrated, and enjoyed. As you all know, Halloween is a holiday, right? That we're all familiar with. And when we think of Halloween, we think of children trick-or-treating, right? We think of having parties and just getting dressed in costumes and having fun. But there is a spiritual significance to Halloween, and it's the festival of Samhain. So what is Samhain and why do we celebrate it? So Samhain is a pagan festival of Celtic origin, and it is one of the four, what we call the four fire festivals of the year. So there's four festivals in the year that are very significant and very important for not only the Celtic people, for pagans all over the world, for all our ancient ancestors. And it's a holiday where we celebrate a couple of things. We celebrate the harvest, not only the harvest, but our connection to our ancestors, okay? During the time of Samhain, which is usually from October 31st to November 2nd, is a time where the veil is thin. And what we call the veil is what separates us from the other world, okay? From the world of our ancestors, from the worlds of the gods, the angels, our guides, and everyone that has passed. We call that the other world. And the veil is very thin during this period of time, meaning that it's easy for us to connect to goddesses, to angels, to ancestors, okay? Very easy to connect, easier than any other time of the year. So it's a very special time of the year. There's a lot of spiritual significance. The reason why people dress in costumes is during the time of the Celts, they believed that our ancestors were able to cross over to this world and communicate directly. And so we would dress in costumes in order for the fairy folk not to attack us, not to attack our ancestors as they were in the process of communicating. So it's an interesting practice. It was done as a type of subterfuge for the fairies. If you're familiar with the Celtic faith and with Celtic paganism in general, you know that the fairies, the elves, the gnomes, and elementals are a very important part of the world of the Celts and for most pagans around the world. So that was part of the reason why people would dress in costumes. So of course, as we adapted all these pagan traditions and made them, and we Christianized a lot of these traditions and we celebrate them now as fun festivals, we continue that tradition of wearing costumes and celebrating by going trick-or-treating and all the things that you associate with Halloween. So today we're going to showcase some of the things that we've learned as enchantresses and priestesses in part of our academy, and we're going to do a ritual for you. We're going to do a connection meditation where we connect to the goddess Kerrywind, which is one of the goddesses that we are connecting to. She is a Celtic goddess of transformation and also considered one of the dark goddesses that have to do with death and rebirth. And we honor her, especially during this time of the year. She's also a lunar goddess. And all of the goddesses that we will be invoking today are all goddesses that have to do with the underworld, the ancestors, death and rebirth, and goddesses that we associate to this time of the year, especially. Okay, so we have a lot of really good things planned for you. And we will also be having breakout rooms with readings done by our very own enchantresses and priestesses. So hopefully it'll be a very fun night for all of you. And we're just glad you're here. So I pass it back to Marlu, my lead enchantress.
Well, thank you. Before we begin, I'd like to make sure everybody has something to eat, perhaps a chocolate or candy or a cookie. I've got my little Oreo cookie. If not, go get it now. Make sure you have a candle and something to write, a paper and a pen. We are still missing one priestess, so we cannot open the circle until then. Therefore, hello, Trish.
I will be right back. 1 second.
Okay.
Gonna go get my piece of chocolate. I forgot that.
Okay, give you a minute. Go for it.
Me too. I'm gonna do that too. Okay. And the candle.
No problem. So while we're waiting for them and we're waiting for the priestess that is still missing, do you have any questions about what Samhain is? Or do you have any stories about Samhain that you want to share with the ladies here? Okay, so the next thing is, after we open the circle and we cast the circle and we do a release ritual, we are also going to divinate. So what do you unmute yourself if you know what divination means, and tell the rest of the ladies here. What is divination? Anybody? No? Okay, so what do you think it is? When you do divination, what is it? What are you doing? No? Nobody? Okay, so Wikipedia says that it means to be inspired by a god. Divination means to be inspired by a god or goddess in this case. It could also be spirit. It could be a source, any kind of source, divination, divinity. It says the attempt to gain insight into a question or situation by way of an occultic standardized process or ritual. Diviners interpret signs, omens, events, or through alleged contact with a supernatural agency. Now, tonight, we're going to be doing several divinations. Before we begin to open to do the circle, can we please let the participants know what each of us is going to be using for divination tonight, so that you get an idea? There's not that many people here, so if there were 30 people here, I would just randomly place each person into one breakout room and that's it. But since there are just a few of you, you can then choose who you're going to be in the breakout room with, as long as it's not more than 3. So, Melanie Hachi, can you tell the participants what divination modality you will be using tonight?
Hi, everyone. I'm going to be doing tarot and oracle. It's kind of a combination of the two. Yeah. So
do you have them handy?
My tarot. This is my Arthurian Tarot. This is my baby. I've been using this for a very, very, very long time. So this is my baby and the one I connect to the most. I just got a new oracle deck. I love Yasmin Boland. I just got her Moonology Manifestation deck. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I'll be using that as well. And I will offer past life oracle readings if anybody wants one of those too.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Melanie. Okay, next in line is Lisa. Can you tell us what you're going to be using tonight for divination? Lisa is a priestess.
Hello. Yes, I'm going to be doing oracle reading with my beautiful, I don't know if you can see that, my goddess deck.
Oh, I love it.
I love it. Goddess power. I just am so called to this deck. I adore it.
For those of you who do not know Lisa, she lives in England, and right now it's midnight over there.
Yeah, it's 11:17 at night, way past my bedtime.
We thank you for being here. I know you could never make it to our thing, so thank you that you can make it tonight.
Thank you.
Marilucci, Enchantress, what divination modality do you have for us tonight?
Yes, well, thank you first, Marlu, for this opportunity. And I'm going to be using my pendulum. So, besides that, supporting with some oracle cards that I have here, not just the oracle cards I'm not going to be using, but if it comes, then I can use the support of this deck because I really love that one. And this is beautiful. It gives me the beautiful readings. And I have others here that if comes, like for example, the goddesses, just, affirmations from the goddesses. And I have the privilege to be here with my daughter. She's kind of being apprenticed by, and if something comes and she wants to also offer her tarot, then like I want tarot card pulled out for our guest tonight, then we're gonna be doing that too.
Okay.
But yes, the pendulum is more the what you say, the divination is the pendulum. Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. And Ali Love.
Hello. So I am, depending on what kind of reading they're looking for, if they're looking for an answer to a question, a yes or no question, I have my pendulum here. And also if you have a question pertaining to anything that has to do with love, I have a tarot of sexual magic. So that's what I will be using today.
Awesome.
Anything that has to do with love and relationships, I guess. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And then Melanie Santana, Enchantress and Priestess. Are you available? I know you were driving.
Hello, everyone.
Yay, you made it.
I made it. Just give me a second. I just need to put this box out of here. So I have so many. Basically, I have so many oracles. I don't know if you can see it. It's like a box. Let me see.
Okay. Do you know? Well, I guess depending on the question, right?
Yeah, that's my box.
Wow. Okay.
That's my box. So I was actually thinking about doing this, the light worker oracle. That's my favorite, actually. Or if someone, there is another one that is specific for Halloween. Sorry, that's my puppy. That's Toppy. I have this one as well. The Halloween oracle. So it's depending on what the person wants.
Awesome.
That will be my two options. Thank you.
Thank you. So as you can see, for those of you who are participants today, if you have a preference, please put it in the chat so that I can put you in that room. If there's just not that many people today, so if you, if one of you priestesses or enchantresses don't have anybody, you're just gonna go into another room and you're gonna help out with whoever is there, okay? But I'd like to give that opportunity to the participants if they want a love, a past life, a Halloween, a pendulum, I don't know, you decide who you want and you put it in the chat. If not, you can just put random and I will put you in random, okay? And It is now 6:22. Oh my God, yes, we can read each other, Melanie. I'm gonna like that. I get to see you in action, girl. All right, so we still are waiting for one priestess before we can do our open our circle. So let's go ahead and light up the candle. Have that ready. If you haven't saged your area, this is the time now. And we're just waiting on Missy. So as we're waiting for her, I need ideas. Anybody?
I wanted to ask, of the people that are here today, how many of you have been to a Samhain festival, meditation, or anything similar? So, I mean, we've all been to Halloween parties, but how about Samhain? I'm curious to know.
2 people, Ali and
Two.
Connie.
Ali and Connie have been to
And
Samhain
Melanie,
festivals.
Santana, that's 3.
Okay. Very cool. First time for Rose. And how about Melanie Hatchie? You've never been to a Samhain festival?
No, I've never been to a Samhain festival. So it's interesting because I've been a practicing witch for a really long time, but I'm solitary. So yeah, no, I like to keep to myself.
Very cool. So this will be your first time. That is so cool. Very cool. First time for Marilucci and her daughter. That's
Okay.
awesome.
So
you're in for a treat.
Before we cast the circle, we're going to be calling in a few 7 goddesses to be exact. So let's give you a little idea of who they are. They will be protecting us tonight as we do our divination and we do our ritual. So does anybody know who Goddess Oya is besides Lisa?
Besides Lisa.
Okay, unmute yourself if you're not Lisa. And tell us a little bit about Goddess Oya. Ali?
Sorry, my connection's choppy. What did you say?
Can you tell us a little bit about Goddess Oya?
Goddess, oh yeah. I know she loves eggplants. I missed that class, but I just seem to have a connection to her as well. I know she's from the African pantheon, and she Odisha, right, Lisa?
Right.
She's in Odisha. Yeah, I know I just have a connection with her, but I apparently I wasn't in during that class, but I know I have a connection to her.
Thank you, Ali. So sweet. Okay, Lisa, it's your turn. Go ahead. Show off.
Oh, where do I start about Oya? So she is a protector of women. She is the goddess of the cemetery and goddess of the marketplace. So she really is very protective of business women in particular. So great goddess to invoke for business and helping you in that regard. And she's associated with the wind. So it's been very windy here in England for the last couple of weeks, actually. So every time I'm outside having a walk, I hear you, oh yeah. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much, Lisa. We're also going to be calling in Goddess Kali, and Missy will call her in. So anybody else but Missy, what can you tell me about Kali? Kali. Melanie, Hachi, you're looking at me.
So for those of you who don't know, I named my youngest daughter after Kali. She came up at a very prominent time in my life. I was pregnant. My life was just ridiculous. And so, but I named her Callie, because my ex didn't like the spelling of Kali. Anyway, irrelevant. So Kali is very intense. She's death and rebirth and transformation and just such a huge energy when it comes to just change. If there are abrupt changes coming into your life, she's your girl. She's the one you want to call on. She's part of the Indian pantheon, the Hindu pantheon. So yeah, that's my little blurb about Kali, if anybody wants to fill in the blanks.
And her element is fire. Yeah. Anybody else want to say anything about Kali? Jaslyn? Claudia? No? Okay. Go ahead.
Very potent goddess, and considered also a mother goddess in many ways. So also called Kalima. So some people invoke her as Kali or Kalima. And she is definitely one of the goddesses that a lot of people connect to during this time of the year. So beautiful goddess.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The next goddess is goddess Hekati, and Melanie Santana will be calling her in. So anybody else but Melanie, can you tell me something about goddess Hekati or Hekati? We can say it either way. Who would like to say?
I'll talk about Hekati.
Okay.
So she's one of the goddesses I work with, and amazing goddess. She is the goddess not only of the dead and of the underworld, but she is considered a goddess of all the realms. So goddess, she has the keys to heaven, the earth, the ocean, and the underworld. She's a liminal goddess, meaning that she's a goddess that can cross from one realm to the other easily and with no problem. Very protective of women and children. She is also protective of animals. Her symbols, one of her symbols are keys and also dogs. Dogs are very holy to her. And she is a wonderful goddess to invoke when needing any kind of protection, especially if you're a woman or if you have children and you feel that you need protection. She is a great goddess to connect to. And she is very important in Greek mythology, because if you know this, if you heard of the story of Persephone, she was the one that helped Persephone while she was in the underworld and helped Persephone's mother find her. So she's considered very important to the Greeks and the Romans. And her holy time is the new moon. That's the best time to invoke Hekati.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Melanie Santana, do you want to add anything to that?
Okay, I'm good. Everybody can hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, another thing that I want to say about Hekati is she is a goddess, the Greek goddess of the crossroads, the doorways, the moon. She also related with the moon, and she's a psychopomp. So basically, she helps like the souls of the dead. She helps to cross over to the other side.
Thank you. Okay, so the next goddess is the Morrigan, and Melanie Hachi will be calling her in. Would anybody like to speak about the Morrigan?
Melanie, do you want to take this or should I?
Melanie Hachi, go for it, girl.
No one has anything to say.
He loves the Morrigan.
Yes.
So the Morrigan she's my girl. I absolutely, she is the biggest, most intense energy that most people have to deal with. a lot of people don't actually work with her because she is so big and intense. So she's known as the Phantom Queen, also a goddess of war, witchcraft, death, protection, all the things that I absolutely love. Yeah, she's so amazing. She's part of the Celtic pantheon, and she's just so awesome and not that intense for me because I'm intense. But yeah. And Lisette, by all means, I know you know a lot about the Morrigan, so if you want to add to that.
So the Morrigan is also a goddess of divination and prophecy. Very important during this time of the year. Also helps you connect with your ancestors. She is a goddess of retribution. She's considered a queen, and she is rumored to be the mother of the goddess Bridget. So if you are familiar with the goddess Bridget, the rumor has it that she could possibly be her mother, since she is married to Bridget's father, the Dagda. So she's a very incredibly important goddess in the Celtic pantheon, and she's very powerful. So connecting to her during this time of the year is very beneficial. That's when her energy is strongest. And as a matter of fact, her holy day is Samhain. That is her actual holy day, where she's most invoked. So
Thank you, Lisette. And
You're
her
welcome.
her sign, her symbol is the raven.
Oh, yes. So she's also a shapeshifter, which means that a lot of times when you see a crow or a raven, it could be the Morrigan. She likes to shift into the form of a crow or a raven. And crows and ravens are very sacred to her, sacred animal to the Morrigan.
Trisha's going, yeah, I'm a shapeshifter too. Like the little pirate is going, yeah. Thank you, Lisette and Melanie.
You're welcome.
The next is Irian Rod, and Lisette will be talking, bringing her in. Does anybody else have any information about Irian Rod? If not, Lisette, you can take it.
So Irian Rod is not a common goddess. Okay. She's a Celtic goddess as well, worshipped in Wales more than anywhere else. She is very associated to the island of Avalon, and to, if you're familiar with Merlin and the island of Avalon, there's definitely a connection to Irian Rod. She is a goddess that lives in the sky. If you've heard of the Northern Lights, the Aurora Borealis, that is connected to Irian Rod. They say that that is where she lives. She lives behind the Northern Lights in a kingdom where is connected to the moon and the stars. They say that she has a silver wheel, which is the wheel of the year, and that wheel is very sacred. She's also very connected to the dead. So they say that when a soul dies, according to the Welsh and the Celts, they go to her kingdom. They go and they stand by the gate, and Irian Rod decides whether they get to reincarnate or not, or whether they get to walk into the other world or not. So she is the one that makes that decision according to the Welsh and the Celts. So she is a very important goddess during this time of the year, very connected. If you want to connect to your ancestors and spirit guides, this is definitely the goddess to connect to. Very much.
I didn't know that, Lisette. So she's basically a judge, kind of like Maat from the Egyptian.
Yes, very exactly. Yes, that's a great comparison. Maat would be the Aryan Rod of the Egyptian pantheon. That is correct.
Thank
Yes,
you.
You're welcome.
Okay, the next one is Persephone. So I know you know about Persephone. And it doesn't have to be a priestess or enchantress. If you are a participant here today and you would like to tell us about Persephone, you can. This is your opportunity. What do you know? I'm calling her in, so I'll tell you what I know. Persephone is the daughter of the goddess Demeter. And her name as a maiden is Kore, Kore. She was the goddess of the spring, and she loved to be around animals and vegetables and fruits and vegetation. And there are two myths going on as to how the god of the underworld fell in love with her and brought her to live with him and made her the queen of the underworld. In one, he abducted her, and in the other, they fell in love. So you could choose which one you want to believe. Persephone became the goddess and queen of the underworld in the Greek?
Greek,
Greek.
Greek and Roman, but
Greek and Roman.
but more emphasized in the Greek.
Okay, thanks. And so he, the god, gave her a
Pomegranate.
pomegranate, yeah,
Pomegranate.
to eat. So if however many she would eat is how many months she would stay in the underworld. And so she stays for 6 months with him, and then she goes up to be with her mother Demeter, who, because her daughter was taken and no longer is in the springtime, she created the seasons. And it's so when Persephone is with her mother, that's when spring and summer come. And when Persephone goes back to her husband in the underworld, that's when the autumn and winter come. Is there anything else you would like to hear or talk about or say, mention about Persephone? And I want to ask, is Missy here? I see an iPhone, but I don't see a name. Is Missy here? The last goddess that we're going to talk about is Kerrywind. Kerrywind is going to be in the center of our circle today. So it's important that you understand her. So let's have someone explain her. Ali, you want to try it?
I could try, yes. So Kerrywind, she is the keeper of the cauldron. She is a Celtic goddess. That a witch, and with the cauldron, that's where they got the idea of, the witch with the cauldron, because of Kerrywind. She's a dark goddess. She is associated with the new moon. She is a great goddess to work with if you're trying to manifest something long term. She stirs it in her pot, she brews it in her pot for a year and a day. So she's great for long-term manifestations. She's goddess of transformation, rebirth, knowledge, inspiration, creativity. I think she is so she's a Celtic goddess, and so she's a great goddess to work for. I personally like her. She's so that's all I can say. That's all I
and you'll be calling her in, so that's
yes,
great.
I'll be calling her in.
And we've been saying the words dark goddess. We've been up and down, right? So what does that dark goddess mean? Can you answer that?
Yeah, so dark goddess doesn't necessarily mean that they're evil. It just means that you think of shadow work. What is shadow work? But going within and facing your demons, to say your inner shadows. So that's why dark goddesses are great for transformation, because they allow us to face our shadows and to come out transformed as a whole new person, new soul. That's why Kerrywind is also a goddess of rebirth for that reason. And most dark goddesses are as well.
Thank you. You've explained that so very well, Ali. Thank you, Sandy.
Thank you. I'm very connected to dark goddesses because of that. Sorry.
Now, I still don't see Missy in our group. However, we have to begin our casting the circle. And if her turn comes and there is no one, she's not here, who would like to take her place? She would be bringing in.
I can do it.
Kali.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do it. I did a little thing while you guys were talking.
Awesome. Thank you so
Just
much.
in case.
Thank you so much. I give it back to
I got
Lisette
you.
so we can cast the circle. So
Okay.
Lisette, you can start.
Okay, so we're going to start in the east. So the way that we're going to do this is we're going to go ahead and start in the east. Then we go to the south, then we go to the west, then we go to the north, then to the above. Then I send the energy down to the below, to the underworld, and then from there it goes to the center where we connect to Kerrywind, and then from there we are going to be doing our ritual. Okay, and then we do our meditation. Okay,
Correct.
so this is like a spear. Okay, so we're doing like a spear. If you can imagine, traditionally you always think of calling the quarters is usually like north, south, east, and west, but I have taught my priestesses and we teach that the best protection is when you are protected from all directions. So not just the four directions, but also the above and the below, and then in the center. So it's like if you would be involved in a huge sphere of protection. So that is the reason why we cast it in this particular manner. Okay, so let's all take a deep breath and get ready because we are about to call in all of the goddesses into our circle officially. Okay, so if we can start with the east.
Okay. Hail and welcome to the guardians of the Watchtower of the East. I invite you and invoke you in the name of the goddess Oya, she who is the protector of women, the goddess of wind and storms and business women and the cemetery, helping us connect with our ancestors. She who loves two of my favorite things, red wine and chocolate pudding. I call upon the element of air to aid us. My energy travels from the east to Melanie to the south.
Thank you, Lisa. Hail and welcome to the guardians of the Watchtower of the South. I invite you in the name of the goddess Kali. Goddess, I ask you to please bring in and summon around us and surround us with transformation, growth, and empowerment. I call upon the salamanders and the element of fire to invoke passion, creativity, and willpower. My energy travels from the south to Melanie in the west.
Hail and welcome to the guardians of the Watchtower of the West. I invite you and invoke you in the name of the goddess Hecate, she who is the goddess of witchcraft, magic, moon, crossroads, doorways, and the creatures of the night. I call upon the mermaids of the water at the west to aid us to connect with the waters of the underworld and allow us to reconnect with our ancestors. My energy travels from the west to Melanie Hashi back again and the direction of north.
Hail and welcome, guardians of the Watchtower of the North. I invite you in the name of the Morrigan. Goddess, I ask you please bring in and surround us with courage, power, and adaptability. I call upon the element of earth and the gnomes to invoke stability, grounding, and growth. My energy travels from the north to Lisette and the above.
Hail and welcome to the guardians of the heavens. I invite you in the name of the goddess Irian Rod. Goddess Irian Rod, I ask you to bring in and surround us with your guidance, divine celestial light, and help us to connect with our ancestors. Welcome, Goddess, to our circle. My energy travels from the heavens to Marlu in the below.
Hail and welcome to the guardians of the below and the underworld. I invite and invoke Persephone, goddess Persephone, she who is kind, compassionate, and protective. I call upon the ancestors who have passed and spirit guides of those who are present to aid us in tonight's work. My energy travels from the below to Ali in the center space.
Hail and welcome to the guardians of the Watchtower of the Center. I invite you in the name of the goddess Kerrywind. She who is keeper of the cauldron. Goddess, I ask you to please bring in and surround us with inspiration, manifestation, and rebirth. I call upon the elephant of spirit to aid us. I now declare this sacred space open.
Okay, so now we have welcomed our goddesses. We have invoked our sphere of protection, and all of our goddesses are now present in our circle. So we start today, we will be doing a simple ritual that is simple to do, but very important. Because why? Because this is a way of releasing and bringing into your space what you want to achieve, what you want to manifest. And today is a beautiful day to do that. The veil is thin and our manifestation energy is strong. As we get closer and closer to Samhain, you will feel not only the connection, but you will feel how easy it will be to manifest. So this is the moment. Okay. It's also considered New Year's for some circles. To the Celts, this was considered the New Year. So imagine this is an opportunity to bring in whatever you want to bring in. So what I'd like you to do right now is I'd like you to take that piece of paper and pen that we asked you to bring. You're going to need two papers. One in which you're going to write down 3 things you want to release from your life. 3 things that you do not want any longer, whatever they are. I'd like you to write them down. And then after you write down the 3 things you want to release, in another paper, I want you to write down the 3 things you want to bring in. In other words, what do you want to attract into your life now that you have released 3 things? And go ahead and write those down. So I'll give you a couple moments to do that while I do that myself. Okay, If you can show me with either a thumbs up or you could put it in the chat whenever you're ready. Okay, so Lisa and Marlu are ready. And Shirley's ready. Thank you, Shirley. Melanie's ready. Trish is ready. Thank you, Trish. If everybody else is ready, let me know whatever I'm missing so we can start our meditation. And Melanie's also ready. Lisa is ready. Thank you, Lisa. Awesome. Ali, let me know when you're ready. Claudia and Jaslyn, when you're ready, let me know. And Rose. Andrea's ready. Awesome. Thank you, Andrea. Okay. Ali's ready. Okay. I think we're all pretty ready. Connie, are you ready? You are? Okay, great. Great. And Mariluchi's ready. Okay, wonderful. So if everyone's ready, make sure that you have your candle lit. And I'm going to go ahead and guide you into a meditation where we're going to meet our ancestors. We're going to encounter Kerrywind, and she is going to help us release the things we want to release. Okay. All right. Is everybody ready? I just noticed that Donna entered. Hi, Donna.
Hi.
Hi. It's okay. We're doing a ritual to release 3 things we want to release from our life and bring in 3 things that you want to bring in. So do you have a pen and paper? Would you like to participate?
Sure.
Okay, so I'll give you a couple minutes so you could do that. And then we're going to do a meditation where we're going to release this to the goddess Kerrywind. So you want to have 2 pieces of paper, one to write the 3 things you want to release and one to write down the 3 things you want to bring in. The 3 things you want to release, you want to put it on a piece of paper that you don't mind afterwards ripping up, or you could put it, or you could transfer it to another paper and then rip it up. It's whatever is easier for you. Do that too.
Okay, thank you for letting me know.
You're welcome. Guys, if any of you wrote it in a journal, don't worry. You can afterwards, you can transfer it to a piece of loose leaf paper, something that you don't mind ripping up. So it's okay if you wrote it in a journal, you could just rewrite it, and that's okay. Okay. Trying to get used to my hat. Can you guys see me good?
Yeah.
I've got a small head, so the hat kind of goes down and covers my head. So sorry about that. Yeah, I got it kind of tilted in a way that, you know, you could see my face because I kind of feel like I'm crouching. So anyway, also make sure that you have a piece of candy, a piece of chocolate, a cookie, anything sweet is thank you.
To be clear, only one of those, not
Yeah,
all
only
of those.
one. Yeah. You don't, we're not having a sugar fest. Let me just say that. I know it's almost Halloween and, like, you know, you're tempted. I get it. But no. Just one piece. one little piece. It's part of the ritual, and you'll see after we do the meditation, it'll make sense. So, okay. So yeah. An excuse to eat sweets, like seriously, like, yeah. Like, not that you need an excuse. I don't need an excuse. But anyway. Alrighty. Whenever you're ready, Donna, just let us know. Okay? Don't worry. Just let me know.
Lisa, just want you to know that Lisa says that you look beautiful, and I believe you do look very beautiful today.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm not used to wearing costumes, so it's kind
I
of
like the hat. I kind of dig it. Like it
right?
suits you very well.
Courtesy of my bestie.
I was gonna say props to Marlou for that
Yeah,
choice, because
I know.
that's an awesome choice.
Right? I love it. It fits me so well.
It's true.
When
It's
yeah,
true.
when my boyfriend saw it, he looked at me and he goes, "Oh yeah, it fits you. Yep, Victorian. Yep, that's you." Like, yes, she knows me well. What can I say?
Okay, I'm
Perfect.
good.
You're good? Okay, awesome. All right, ladies. So I'm going to lead you into a meditation where you get an opportunity to let go of these three things that you wrote down. And we're going to do it in a spiritual manner where we get to connect and have an opportunity to meet the goddess, the one, especially the one that we are invoking in the center, which is Kerrywind. Okay. And after we do this meditation, the next step will be to take the piece of paper where you wrote the three things that you are releasing, and we're going to rip that paper into small pieces, because remember, the point is to release. You want to get rid of it from your life. Okay. And after we do this, like after the night is over, you have the opportunity to take those pieces of paper and then you can release it further in whatever way you feel guided to, with whatever element. So you could burn it if you have a little cauldron or something you want to burn it in. You can put it in water if you want to like wash it away somehow. You can rip it up in tiny little pieces and throw it into the air, or you could bury it. So whatever you feel guided to that makes sense for you, that's how you're going to get rid of it. The three things that we're bringing in, and here's where the chocolate comes in. You're going to read that list to yourself, and then you're going to take that piece of chocolate as you visualize these things coming into your life, and I'll guide you through that. And that way, it's a symbolic way of bringing it in. So as you're taking the chocolate or cookie or candy, whatever you chose, that is a way of bringing in those three things that you're bringing into your life. Okay, so it's like a physical way of doing it. So this is a really cool ritual that I thought was perfect for a night like tonight. Okay, so that's our gist, that's our goal. Alrighty, so let's all relax, and whatever way you feel relaxed. So you could either sit, you could lie down. Word of caution, if you lie down, you might fall asleep. We might hear you snore. That might not be cool. But hey, you know, you do you. Whatever works for you. I like to sit because I don't want to snore. So anyway, if everybody's ready, you can turn off your camera if you don't want us staring at you meditating, because that could be creepy. I get it. Whatever makes you comfortable. Don't worry, Trish, if you ate the piece of chocolate, then yeah, you could always eat another piece of chocolate. I'm just saying, that works for me. So yeah, let's not limit ourselves. Chocolate's chocolate. Besides, it's good for you, right? Dark chocolate? No? All right. Everybody's ready? All right. So I'd like everybody to please close your eyes. And I'd like you to take a deep breath. Very deep breath. With every breath you take, you're going to feel more and more relaxed. So take one more deep breath. Feel yourself relaxing. Feel yourself Relax from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. All your muscles are slowly relaxing, and we are getting ready for our journey. So I'd like you to all visualize yourselves in a temple. Now, this temple is going to look like an old, ancient Greek-style temple. If you can visualize a Greek-style temple with columns. In this temple, you notice that in every side of this temple, there is a burning torch illuminating this temple. It's nighttime. It's dark outside. The moon is waning, just like it is today. But you feel a slight cool air coming into the temple. The air feels comfortable, yet it's not strong enough to put out the torches on the walls. I'd like you all to take a deep breath and smell the smell of incense. It smells like pine. It smells like lavender. You feel so relaxed and so welcomed in this temple. I'd like you to notice that as you turn your gaze to the east, Oya is standing in the east side of the temple. You never noticed her before, but she's standing there, smiling and protecting all of you. It may be hard for you to visualize Oya, so it's okay. However you visualize her is fine. That is how it's meant for you to see her. Now, I'd like you to turn your gaze to the south. And in the south, we see Kali. Kali is standing there in all her glory. She looks fierce, but you know that she is loving and protective. And she is here to help protect the space. Visualize Kali in the best way that you can. However she appears to you is how she is meant to be seen. From the south, we look over to the west side of the temple, and there we see Hikarti. Hikarti is standing there with two dogs, two black dogs, one on each side of her. Notice her gaze as she protects the space. From the west, now we look over to the north. In the north part of the temple, we see a crow as it flies. As it flies to the north side of the temple, watch the crow shapeshift into a beautiful woman with piercing blue eyes and long black hair. You are gazing at the Morrigan. The Morrigan looks at you with a penetrating gaze, but nevertheless, it is a gaze of love and protection as she protects the space in the north. As you turn your gaze to the top part of the temple, you notice that there is a hole in the top part of the temple, like an observatory where you get to see the sky. And there you see Irian Rod. Notice that she has platinum colored hair and eyes blue like the sky. As she gazes upon all of us, she smiles. And you notice that around her are souls, souls that just crossed. And they are around her, looking at you protectively, protecting the space. As you turn your gaze below you, you notice that there are stairs to the side. I'd like you to stand on the top of the stairs and look down as you notice that there's a scene that materializes in front of you, and that is the scene of the below. This is a scene of the underworld, where you notice a beautiful and royal queen steps forward, and you notice that this is Persephone. As she stands there, she smiles. You notice that she has a pomegranate in her hand. She offers this pomegranate to you. Take it. It is a gift from the queen of the underworld. It is a special fruit, a fruit that will bring you manifestation. A fruit that when you eat your chocolate, candy, or cookie, it is as if you were taking in this pomegranate deep inside, into your heart, into your soul. This is the energy of manifestation coming in. As you take the pomegranate from Persephone, you turn your eyes to the center. And in the center, you visualize an older woman, a woman who is beautiful and wise, with platinum hair. She's wearing a robe and a hood around her, all in black. And you identify her as the goddess Kerrywind. Kerrywind welcomes you and beckons you to follow her. As you walk behind Kerrywind, you walk out of the temple and she leads you into the woods, where you notice that there is a cauldron that is in the center of a labyrinth. You can visualize a labyrinth made of stones. The cauldron is right in the middle. You notice that the cauldron is bubbling. You come closer and you notice that she's standing over the cauldron and she is stirring it. She is cooking a potion that will be cooking slowly. She smiles and says, I believe there are things you'd want to release from your life. Throw those things into this pot as I cook it and I transform it for you from what you want to release to what you want to bring into your life, because this is the cauldron of manifestation. And tonight, of all the nights in the year, is the perfect night to transform what you don't want into what you do. You notice that in this labyrinth, there are stones. Pick up a stone. Tell Kerrywind the first thing you want to release. And throw that stone inside her boiling cauldron. Pick up the second stone. Let her know what you want to release and put it in. And now for the third stone. Let her know what you want to release and put the third stone inside her cauldron. She smiles as she continues to stir the cauldron. You notice that the stones that were put in the cauldron have begun to melt. That is how hot is the boiling potion of her cauldron. She smiles as she notices that you are surprised, and she says, "Do not be surprised. What you are releasing forever. You don't need to worry about this coming back into your life because I am now transforming it." Now tell Kerrywind the three things you want to replace. What do you want to bring in? What do you want to manifest? And those three things, let her know. As she works her alchemical magic, she is transforming what you want to release into what you want to bring in. So as you whisper to Kerrywind, to the goddess, let her know what you want to bring in. She smiles and says, "Consider it done. It may take some time, but it will happen. And it'll be better than what you envisioned it would be, because it will be for your highest good." Before you leave Kerrywind, she gives you a message and a gift. Listen for her message and accept the gift she gives you. Look at your hands and see, what did she give you? You thank her for her message and you thank her for your gift. Take the gift and put it close to your heart. Let it melt right into your heart, along with the pomegranate that Persephone has given you. You thank Kerrywind for her generosity and her love. And you notice that the cauldron and Kerrywind have disappeared. They are gone. As you stand there in that labyrinth, I want you to see yourself walking back to the temple. As you walk back inside the temple, you notice that Persephone says goodbye. Thank Persephone for coming. as you see her leave. Look at the above and notice that now Irian Rod is waving goodbye as she also slowly fades out of sight. You look to the north and you notice that the Morrigan is now shifting back into a crow as she flies out of the temple, no longer to be seen. You turn to the west and you notice that Hikarti and her dogs are slowly fading out of sight as you thank her for coming and she says goodbye. Now we turn our attention to the south and we notice that Kali says goodbye. Thank Kali for being here, and she slowly fades out of your sight. And then finally we turn to the east and Oya says goodbye as we thank Oya for coming and protecting us, and she slowly fades out of sight. Take a deep breath and smell once again that smell of lavender and pine in the air. I want you now to visualize yourselves slowly coming away from the temple as the temple is now fading. See yourself back in your chair, back in the room. And when you feel ready, you can now open your eyes. Okay, ladies, I'm going to give you a minute if you want to write down your experience, if you want to write down what Kerrywind gave you. Is there anything significant? I don't want you to lose that. So I want you to have a minute to write it down. To write down your experience. This could be something important for you later on. Let me know when you're ready, and we'll do the second part of the ritual. Okay. Let me know when everyone's ready. Everyone has had an opportunity to take down notes if you like. Awesome. Okay. Okay. Is there anyone that has not had an opportunity yet? Just want to make sure I don't go too fast and not give you a chance. Okay. If everybody feels complete, we're going to go to the next step in our ritual. So the piece of paper that you wrote the things you want to release, I want you to take one more look at it so that you can remember what are you releasing from your life. And you're going to take the paper and you're going to rip it into tiny pieces, just like this. Okay, and you're going to put the little pieces of paper, once you rip them, I ripped them as small as I could rip them. You're going to put them aside because you're going to get rid of them however you feel called to do it. I'm going to be doing it with fire in a little bit with my little cauldron. I'm going to set it on fire, and Melanie's already doing it. So cool. There you go. Yeah, you've got a cauldron ready. Mine's is outside and I didn't get a chance to grab it in time, so I'm going to do it afterwards. But put it aside if you want until you're ready to get rid of it. And now here comes the fun part. After you've done that, now we're going to take the things you want to bring into your life. And I want you to take a look at your list, the 3 things you're bringing in. I want you to visualize yourself bringing them in. So I'll give you an example. In my 3, I'm bringing in health, I'm bringing in abundance and prosperity, and I'm bringing in confidence. So I am going to visualize myself right now a confident, healthy, abundant, and prosperous woman. That is what I am visualizing. That is what I am seeing as I look at this paper. We're going to take this paper, and after you have connected to the 3 things that you are bringing in, you're going to put this on your altar, or you're going to put it where it's a place that is holy and blessed for you, so that you give the goddess an opportunity to bring this into your life. Okay, we're going to give her that chance by putting it on our altar. Okay, if you have one, or any place that you feel that is sacred to you. So I'm going to fold my little piece of paper. I'm going to put it to the side, ready to put it on my altar. And now comes the fun part. We get to take a piece of chocolate, candy, cookie, whatever you have. And you're going to, once again, focus on the 3 things you're bringing in as you are eating this piece of chocolate, bringing it into your body and into your energy and into your life. And it's a good excuse to eat chocolate. It works. Savor it, ladies. Don't rush through it. Notice the flavor and the taste and the texture. Enjoy it. Remember, this is what you're bringing into your life. So now we will go ahead and take our paper. After the ritual is over, you can put this on your altar, as I will do. And know that Kerrywind will take care of that for you. And now our ritual is complete. I will now pass it to Marlou so that we can begin our divination. And after we are done with our divinations and our breakout rooms, we will have an opportunity to share. We're going to have a little sharing circle where if you feel guided to share about divination that you are going to be receiving, if you want to share what was your experience with Kerrywind or with the ritual itself, you have that opportunity if you feel guided to share. Please don't feel you have to, only if you feel guided to, but we will give you that opportunity. That's the funnest part of all of these rituals, is we get a chance to talk, get to know each other, and share experiences, because that is what makes this night so special. So Marlou, take it away.
Okay, I am assigning them manually. And I am going to let the participants move to a different room if they want to, okay? In room 1, I have Ali, Rose, Colon, I think we're going to do 1 and 1 because there's not that many. In room 2, Melanie Hachi, Andrea Cardona. Room 3, Lisa Andona. Room 4, Melanie Santana and Shirley. Room 5.
Okay.
Oh, Rose had requested Marilucci.
Marilucci, okay. Let's see, where is Rose? Hold on. Room 2, room 5. So Ali will have okay, let me take you out a minute. Ali, you're room 6 with Lisa Gordon. Room 7. Wait a minute, I don't see you here. There we go. Room 7. Lisette, you're with Connie.
Okay.
And I have Trish and Claudia. And here we go. Should be able to go to your rooms now. Alrighty, ladies. I got Claudia and where's Trish? Oh. Claudia, I guess we're gonna go looking for everybody. I don't see Trish. I'm gonna stop the recording because I'm gonna be going in and out of rooms. So everybody's starting to come back from their breakout rooms. We got more than we expected. We thought we would get 1 reading. Some people got 2. So that's amazing. Andrea, did you get 2? Oh, 1.5?
I got the message I needed, right?
Awesome. Beautiful to hear. Yeah. All right, let's just wait for everybody to come in. And then we get to share. and I'm going to, and you don't have to share if you don't want to. So let's wait for everyone.
I'm just going to be off camera because I'm eating. So
Oh, Melanie, do you want me to call on you? Why don't you get on camera when you are ready so you can also share, okay?
got it.
Awesome. All right, is everybody back? Yes, we got a lot done tonight. So some people got 2 divinations. Wow, more than we expected. Lisa, did you get 2? Were you able to? Lisa Gordon, you got 3. Holy macaroni. Hello, that's awesome. So yes, we were hoping at least 1 divination. We did really, really good. I'm very happy. So what I want to do now is I'm going to call upon Melanie Hatchie, and I want her to tell me what kind of divination she used. She told us that she was going to use some divination. I want to know if that worked out for her. And the floor is yours, Melanie. Yours.
I used all 3.
Oh, okay.
So, everyone except for Lisa. Lisa, I didn't do a past life because we were like time limited. So I tapped in more so with the last 2, but everyone else that I read, I did all 3, past, present, future. So yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Fun.
Go ahead and call on somebody that maybe would like to share how they did with you.
Yeah, I mean, anybody. Who did I do first? Andrea, do you want to share with the group anything that I may have said?
Yes,
Say bye to Christy, but Marilucci, thank you. Okay, go ahead, Andrea. I'm sorry.
Hi, Christy.
Just want to say thank you, first of all. And then also the candle that I burned when I ripped up the pieces and put them in my jar candle, and top broke because I think I put too much paper there.
All right, so hold up, because crazy thing happened after as I was doing a reading for Melanie Santana. Right in half. Look at that. Look at that. Like literally as soon, yeah. So that's some energy, ladies. That's some energy.
Wow. Continue that, Andrea. I'm sorry.
Oh, it made it even better, actually. I mean, she did, my internet keeps cutting in and out, but she did past life, present, and a future card, and I really enjoyed that. Past life I've done, and she kind of, I mean, I know touched on something I hadn't heard before, but had felt myself. Like the very first card she drew was, I forget the exact wording, but like foster adoption. And I've always had this inclination to be involved in that in some kind of way, but I have no touch upon that at all in this reality. So that was spot on. And there were some other things. And the last card that she drew for future was step into your power. So there's that.
Powerful. Powerful. Thank you, Melanie.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to get in contact with Melanie, if you would please put in the chat how they could contact you for any future readings, okay? Thank you. All right, next I'm going to call on Ali Love, and I want her to tell us what she used, and so call on one person. And if you are called and you want to share, but you would prefer it to not be recorded, just let me know. I'll stop the recording for you, okay? Go ahead, Ali. Let us know what happened.
So I use the tarot sexual magic for all the readings I did. Donna went into the room, but then she left. So I didn't get to do her, but I did 3. I did just 1 card pull for Andrea because I thought we were running late. So it's up to the girls if who wants to share.
Well, why don't you name one?
I don't want to put anyone on the spot.
Okay, then from the ladies that got a reading from Ali, who would like to share? Is that better?
Yeah, come on, just one volunteer. Is Trish here? Trish left?
Apparently, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then the only other two is Andrea and Lisa. So called you out.
And Andrea already, yeah. Lisa, do you want to mention it? Do you want me to pause the recording?
Yeah, sorry, I was just trying to take myself off mute and my son is around.
Pause the recording?
I think, sorry?
Do you want me to pause the recording?
No, it's fine, it's fine.
Okay. Okay.
That's all of this is fine. For me, today was like a massive confirmation of stuff where I've really got to a point where I cannot, and I was saying in the room that I cannot really question anything away anymore. So for me, it was like, okay, good. I'm on the right path. So perfect.
Awesome. Yay. And Ali, please put your contact information in case anybody else wants a reading from you. And you can put it in the chat also. Next, Mariluchi. I know you were with Donna for a long time and you went deep with her. So, and she's not here.
No, with Rose.
With Rose. Okay.
Yes. And then I was with Shirley and Connie. Yes.
Okay.
So, well, I used the pendulum for divination and actually went pretty good. I felt, very connected, or I felt the presence of my guides and really kind of putting into the intention, and it was really good. I think, Rose, if you want to share anything of our reading, our connection.
Yes. I got basically a little bit of a 2-for-1 with Maria Lucy. This, she used the pendulum and a card, and Christy did a card well. She was very intuitive. It was for me a little bit more harder to, ask the right and specific questions. It makes, a little bit of a challenge with the pendulum. But I focused on something that is kind of prevalent in my life right now. And it was a really nice confirmation that I was on, the right track, what I'm kind of working on. And also some other guidance actually, came up around, my feelings that, trusting that I'm on the right path with that. And there was just a lot of confirmation. It was really spot on, and gave guidance as well, how to continue and grow and move further in that what I was dealing with. And that was both with Marie Lucy and Christy. It was very complimentary. And then the Mel, I might as well say that too, it was just a confirmation, and it was all just, very strong confirmation. Yes.
Thank you, Rose. Thank you.
So beautiful. Thank you, Rose. And Marty Lucci, remember to put your contact information too, okay? In case anybody wants.
Sure. Thank you.
I'd like to hear from Lisa. Chibanyak.
Yes, I worked with Donna, so I don't know if Donna wants to share what that was like, but it was a really, really beautiful card that got pulled. I was working with the Goddess Power deck, and I think the card that was pulled for her was absolutely perfect in the question that she asked, so that was lovely.
Awesome, thank you. Did you work with anybody else? You didn't get to? No. Okay.
No.
Do you want to share anything else?
No, I'm good, thank you.
You're welcome. Melanie Santana.
Hi. I used the Oracle card for the readings. I did Shirley, And then when I get to Lisette and she was done with my reading, she asked me to do one for her. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. We can do that. So for Shirley, she asked for the card reading to be about health. So I will say that it was more about spiritual. It's not like physical health, it's like more about spiritual, like connection. Connection with the divine mostly. Like the three cards that came out was straight to the divine. Like basically download information from the divine. Your talents are from the divine. The wisdom from the goddesses. Like basically everything was divine for her. For Lisette was about, I guess, surprised me this, but was about family, like union of life. So it's right. I thought the threatened sisterhood. Like basically, we are not just a community. We are becoming a family.
Absolutely.
Basically, her card was like more about like the pillar, like the mature card, like be the base. I was like, the Priestess Academy. You are the one who's doing it. You are the one who guides us to uplift yourself. So it was a beautiful card for her. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Shirley, would you like to share anything?
I was just absolutely blown away with the cards that Melanie pulled, and really appreciated the way that she explained how they, what they represented and everything. And Lisette, she pulled one card for me, and that was a celebration card, which I'm sure you know the meaning. So, and then Marilucci, she confirmed I specifically asked because I have knee surgery coming up. So I specifically asked about that, and she saw that that was going to go well. So it was really, it's kind of like everything's been on hold, like a lot of aspects in my life, waiting for this surgery date. And then it's like, once that's over and I'm better, I'm just going to take off. And you guys just confirmed it.
Wow.
Yeah, it was great. Thank you. Thank you for
awesome.
Me,
Please let us know
everybody.
when you're going to have the surgery so that we can pray for you and send you Reiki, and we're there with you. Okay.
Thank you. Well, actually, I'm very fortunate because Lisa's going to come from England to be with me. And so I'm just over the moon. Not
Lisa.
about the surgery, but about
When is this?
Lisa.
When is this happening?
November the 16th. Well, it's only been a year. What do you want?
Melanie is thinking, I'm coming over too.
Excuse me while I go fly to Ontario.
Lisa, you have to take a pit stop for one day in Miami, Florida.
Would that be great? Yeah, I'll be in Canada from the 15th of November to the 3rd of December.
Wow.
That's
Taking
so
care of mommy.
Taking
That's
care
so
of my mommy. Yeah.
Do you ever
Awesome.
feel like taking a road trip east? Like, and if you're stopping in Miami, I'm only 5 feet tall. Like, I'll fit. It's
How far are you from Shirley, Melanie?
probably about 15 hours. I'm literally closer to you. Yeah.
Wow.
Canada's a big country.
Big old country.
Wow.
Isn't that ironic? She's closer to Ali, which is outside the country,
Yeah.
than to Shirley, who's in the country. That's interesting. That is interesting. That is interesting.
So
it was interesting because shortly after Lisa moved to England, when one of the trips she made home, some of her new friends came with her. And so they wanted to see as much as they could. So to make a long story short, they wanted to go to the West Coast. And they were just a little bit surprised that it was a 5-hour flight when they'd just been on a 7-hour flight coming from England. They did not realize just how big Canada is. Well, I mean, all of North America, period, you know.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you, Shirley. Thank you. And
Thank you, ladies.
Lisa and Melanie Santana, please put your information down in case anybody wants to contact you. And then I've got Connie, because you're the only one that hasn't shared. Would you like to share? Oh, you're muted. I'm sorry.
I had readings from Lizette and from Melanie, right?
Hachi?
Yeah.
Santana?
Marilucci.
Marilucci.
Yes, Marilucci. And as most of you know, my life's kind of has changed in the last couple of years. And I just got confirmation that, you know, there's some good things that are going on. And I've just had some feelings lately, and I just got good confirmation on some things I'm trying to make happen. Reminded to be patient and to trust my instincts. So
definitely trust your intuition. You're very intuitive.
So I'm excited. I'm excited for a change.
I find that Connie is mega powerful when she goes from her mind into her heart. Holy cow. The trick is getting her out of her mind.
Yeah, and my card readings brought that up, that I've, and I let some things go earlier in our meditation. Good. And for the first time in, probably 5 years, I'm feeling good.
Oh, so happy to hear that.
I'm feeling good. We're all eating. No more living on Pop-Tarts and coffee. We're actually eating food.
Good.
We're actually running out of food and have to go to the grocery store, not just go pick up more Pop-Tarts.
It's good to hear.
Yeah, because we lived on Pop-Tarts and coffee for over 6 months.
Oh my God.
3 months, and then we were just starting to eat again. And then that's when Greg died. So, yeah. And I got through the 2nd anniversary of my son's death. And the 2nd anniversary of my husband's death is coming up, and it's going to be okay.
It will be. It will be. Well, Trish is coming back, ladies, so I'm going to let her in. Well, thank you, Connie, for sharing that. And
thank you.
Welcome, Trish. We have been sharing, and if it's okay with you, we would love to hear what kind of divination you got, who did it for you, anything you got from it.
I would love to share. Yeah, I had to get off to take a call. I did a card drawing with Allie, and it was amazing. It was her awesome sexual deck, whatever you want to call it. It was amazing. And she said that, yes, my love's around the corner. I said I wanted to download whatever I was meant to download. And she said that I needed to get rid of fear and doubt that's blocking me. And it's so funny because those were the 2 words that I'd written down that I wanted to get rid of tonight. And then I did this event at Tony Robbins a couple of days ago, and we do a board break, and I wrote fear and doubt, that I wanted to break through that. And so that was the card that she had come up about. And so whatever fear and doubt in my head about whatever, to block me from meeting somebody, whether I don't feel enough, whether it is whatever it is that's coming up. So yeah, it was pretty awesome. And I'm going to be around some very, very successful people, let's say, out of my comfort zone. And she said to get past that. So it was perfect. Yeah, it was awesome. Thank you, Allie. It was fun. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
What?
Accept those invitations.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
She will. She will. I'll keep her accountable.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. This was really a lot of fun to get to kind of how you did it too, and now how everybody's dressed up and stuff. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. Thank you guys.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And we are almost done. Now I'm going to, is everybody complete with what they wanted to share before we go on to the next thing? We're almost ready to leave.
I just want to ask, does anybody want to share about what their experience with the meditation was? Anything that came up for you as you were releasing and bringing in, or did any of the goddesses give you a gift or a message that is relevant?
All right, I just have to share that. I actually started crying because Kerrywind, she said it is done, and she handed me keys to my own home. And why that's important is because that's one of the things that I asked her for. So she just confirmed it in the meditation. So I'm getting emotional again.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, because I've never owned my own home. So, just her confirming that was just amazing. So it's one of the things that, when I did the goddess ritual with Kerrywind is what I asked her for. So I just thought it was just amazing.
I have a question. Is this home surrounded by palm trees and lots of ocean?
It is in South Florida, Lisa.
Okay.
She's coming down.
No, I think it's surrounded by just a lot of big trees and some medium weather. It gets kind of hot, but not super cold. Maybe a little bit of snow.
Connie wants you in Kansas.
Yeah, and it has the pool house in the back, which is what I wanted, to have a studio space to do my Zoom calls and teach the belly yoga. And so so that's what she told me.
Does that bring a pool boy? I'm kidding.
No. It just brings a space to make videos, my Reiki clients, and have that that studio space to teach on Zoom what I want to teach. So
that's beautiful.
See, Connie, the beauty of Kerrywind is Ali gets to have two homes. She gets to have a home in Kansas so she can celebrate winter, right? And see the changings of the seasons. And she gets to have one in Florida. So yay.
Sounds good to me.
You get to have two homes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So that's what she told me.
I'm sure she did.
And I just knew when I was like, keys again, because another goddess in another meditation gave me keys, but these keys were different. They look like house keys. And I just knew.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. It's
Did
coming.
anybody else just feel really humbled?
Oh yeah.
Just
all the time.
So humbled.
Yes.
That they took time out of their eternity to spend time with you, to help you.
And they're still here.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're still holding space for us.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing. It really is.
It is.
Never ceases to amaze me.
So a lot of people are saying it's getting kind of late. So if anybody really needs to, Melanie Hachi needs to share. Go ahead.
I need to. And you guys are making me emotional. Don't make the Cancerian cry, please. I do that enough on my own. So really quick share. So she gave me a vision. So basically it was we were standing there and she just kind of waved her hand, and the vision was almost like a window, and we were all standing there, the sisterhood, and we were just all kind of gathering around, and we were at my deck release and book signing, and we're all hanging out together and we're all celebrating together, and it was so beautiful. And I can't wait to get there. So Allie, we're going. It was so cool. Allie was there, Marlou, Lisette, and Jess, and we're all hanging out, and it was so cool. And I was super overwhelmed by it. Also, the Morrigan, when she was going away, she didn't fly away and disappear for me. She turned into a crow and went boop and just hung out on my shoulder, just
I got
chilling.
the same thing.
Oh, what?
Wow. Wow.
That's some big energy to have just chilling on your shoulder. So that's amazing.
Wow.
I'm so excited. Yeah. So I love it. I love it. I'm good.
Wow.
Life is good.
All I
I'm
can
ready.
say is
Let's go.
wow. That's a
I'm ready.
giant
Let's
wow.
go, guys.
All right. I am going to share for 1 minute because I know everybody needs to leave, but I also had something in my meditation. I wanted to bring in abundance, clarity, and romance. And what she gave me was a heart-shaped rock. And when I looked at the heart, she said, all you need is love. And then I got to thinking, okay, so that means that in order for me to get abundance, I have to go into my heart, do what I love so that I can bring in, abundance, right? Prosperity. And for clarity, all I have to do is think love. Okay, so push the fear aside, transmute it into love. I got clarity. And then for romance, hell yeah, I need love. So yeah, it works. So there,
So are you trying to tell me that Kerrywind is cool with the Beatles because she sent you the "All You Need Is Love"? Was that the anthem of your
That's
meditation?
hilarious. I didn't even put two and two together. How about that one?
Because I just had this mental picture of Kerrywind singing "All You Need Is Love," which is
all together now.
Which is kind of creepy.
Is love.
Kind of creepy at the same time.
We should sing that at the end, when we're closing the night.
Melanie's like, no, that's okay. I'll pass.
All right, ladies.
That's awesome.
So before we close, we finish the circle and everything, I want you to let us know, because we're going to say a little prayer for our, we're going to bring in our ancestors and our spiritual guides, and we're going to help each and every one of us and our family members and our friends that are in need at this moment. So I want you to take a few moments to visualize the face of the people that you want to bring into your prayer, that need love, that need assistance, that need health, that need something in their lives that you love and you wish them to be better. And you can write it, you can visualize it. And I'm just going to give you a few more moments. Now, I want you to include yourselves in this prayer. And we're going to say, dear goddesses, now that you are present, ancestors, spirit guides, and angels that are with us tonight, we ask you to help those that we have in our minds tonight, our family, our friends, our sisterhood, each and every one of us, for our health, for our needs. Protect us, guide us, keep us clear in our path. We ask for the health of those who are going through COVID and cancer, those who are near death, so that they can either get better, or if it is in their fate, that the family can be consoled by it, by their passing. We ask that you maintain us with clarity and guide us. In the name of the goddesses, we pray. Amen, amen, amen. And now we get to close the circle, or open the circle, rather. the circle that we cast. And so, Lisa, do you want to take over?
Okay. So we're going to start with the center.
Before we do, I'm going to put, Melanie Hachi, where are you? Could you put on the chat the following words? The circle, because everybody's going to say it at the end. Everybody's going to say it together. So I want to have it in the chat so you can say it with us so you don't have to remember. The circle is open but unbroken. Period. Merry, M-E-R-R-Y, comma, we meet. Merry we meet, comma, merry we part, comma, and merry we meet again. Okay, so once everybody has released the goddesses and our ancestors and spirit guides, we will say this together in the closing of the ritual space. Thank you, and I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lisette.
Okay, so we're gonna start with Ali. You had Kerrywind in the center. You can go ahead and release Kerrywind, and then we'll go from the center to the below to the above. So we're going to go backwards to the above. Then we're going to go to the north. Then we're going to go to the west.
The same words as before?
I'm sorry?
Am I saying the same words as before?
You're going to say thank you and release the goddess.
Okay, so thank you, Kerrywind from the center. I release. I don't know how to go.
It's okay. Go. Usually we say go if you must, stay if you will. Thank you for being with us in the center.
Okay.
And that's fine. And now we go to the
below.
The below. So
a great appreciation is sent to the below in the name of the goddess Persephone, who is kind, compassionate, and protective. I call upon the ancestors and spirit guides of all the participants to disperse at this time. We thank you for your protection and for the clarity you have bestowed upon us. I release you now. Goddess Persephone, thank you. Go if you may, or stay if you will. Be blessed, be blessed, be blessed. My energy travels from the below to the above.
Goddess Irian Rod, we thank you for being part of our circle. We thank you for the celestial, beautiful energy that you have given us and for the connection to the ancestors and to the souls of the departed. Thank you for being part of our space. Go if you must, stay if you will, be blessed, and thank you for being part of our circle. And now I send my power to the west.
I thought it was the north first. And then
I mean to the north. I'm so sorry. I meant the north. To the north. Sorry.
We thank the gnomes and the Morrigan for your protection. Stay if you will, go if you may, be blessed, I release you. My energy travels from the north to Melanie in the west.
We thank you, Goddess Hecate, and the mermaids of the water for your protection. Stay if you will, go if you may. Be blessed, be blessed, be blessed. I release you. My energy travels from the west back to Melanie in the south.
We thank the salamanders and the goddess Kali for their protection. Stay if you will, go if you may, be blessed. I release you. My energy travels from, I'm backwards. from the south to Lisa
in the east.
In the east.
We disperse the element of air and the guardians. Thank you, Goddess Oya, for your protection and connection with our ancestors. Stay if you will, go if you must. Be blessed, be blessed, be blessed. I release you.
Okay, and now we will conclude with you look in the chat. So it's the circle is open, but unbroken. So everybody repeat after me. The circle is open.
The
The
circle
circle
is
is
open,
open,
but unbroken.
But
but
unbroken.
unbroken.
Merry meet and merry part and
Merry
merry meet again.
Merry part.
merry meet
And merry
and merry part
And merry
and
meet.
merry meet
and
again.
merry meet again.
Okay. And so our circle and our ritual has been concluded. And our night is over, ladies. Thank you for being a part of.
I have some events.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
All right. So ladies, thank you all so much for coming. It was absolutely beautiful. I had a blast. So thank you. Times like 1,000. All right. So upcoming events, we have the creative writing circle that we just are starting on the 2nd. We have a lot of events coming up on the 2nd, let's be real. So we have the creative writing circle from 12 to 2. We have the free goddess connection circle with Lisette, which is she will be connecting to Lakshmi. And then we have the Scorpio new moon event all on the 2nd. So we have lots of things coming up on the 2nd. And then even more so, we have for the enchantresses on the 3rd, we have the level 1 Reiki, the first part of that coming up as well. One big thing I do want to mention, the Shakti Goddess Embodiment Retreat, the in-person and online options. We've extended the early bird until the 2nd. So if you want to get in on that, by all means, check out the events or message Claudia, Jaslyn, or myself. Marlou, did you want to mention anything about upcoming things?
We have the Red Tent Kids on the 2nd week of November on Wednesday at 6 o'clock. And it's going to be Connie Lawless will be bringing up the fairy realm, and she's going to teach the children how to do a gnome that they can hang on the Christmas tree or put up on a shelf. So there's some materials that you got to buy for that, but it's going to be amazing for the children, and I'm going to love it. And that's that 2nd Wednesday. And the Enchantress is having Reiki 1 part in 3 parts. There, I think, there's still space. If anybody knows of anybody that wants to do Reiki 1, have them contact me. Thank you, Melanie.
No problem. Did you want to talk about any academy things, or other than that, like what's coming up for next year, or are you good?
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. There's been people that have asked me, when is the Enchantress going to start all over again? When is the Priestess? Well, we're planning. We're going to be graduating these 2 classes in the first week of April, and we're going to restart in May. And then in May, we're going to also have a 3rd program, actually a 4th program, because we have the manifesting journal is going to go live for every week. We're going to be getting together for about 40 minutes so that for 13 months, so that you can manifest anything you want. And then also Melanie has put it together in a new program on witchcraft. So if you want to mention that, Melanie.
I mean, that kind of sums it up. So basically, I think anybody who's here who's a priestess or enchantress will be breaking down Witchy 101. It's kind of like the basics and really getting into like what it is to be a witch, and I can't say the right way of doing things because everybody has their way, and I'm very like solitary and eclectic. So yeah, Witchy 101 essentially will be coming as a program with the Academy. So I'm really excited.
And I want to
to
mention
start.
too that the way that Claudia and Jathan are going to do it next year is one prize for everything you want to be part of. So it's going to be cool. Yeah.
So it's gonna be like Hogwarts, but for adults, right? I am so looking forward to
I love it. I love
I'm not
it.
gonna lie. I'm looking
Call
forward to it.
Ravenclaw right
Is,
now.
Melanie,
Sorry.
is there an age limit?
Oh,
You know, is there
sorry,
a-
you're
do you have
frozen.
to be over 18?
I think for the academy you have to be. Let me talk to Jaslyn about that. Let me get back to you on that because I know that
Okay.
there's some other stuff coming too.
Yeah.
I'll just tell you that much. So yeah, like we have a bunch
Why
of
don't you
stuff
say
in the
it?
works.
Just say it.
No,
Or
well,
you
I
haven't given
I
the
have
approval
to
yet.
like, yeah, I have
Okay.
to wait until some things are ironed out. That's
Okay.
how I'll say it. But anyway, there's some other things in the works. So
Yeah. Lisette and I also have some circles coming up too.
yeah, it's like all the things. Next year is gonna be so cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've lost most of the ladies. Everybody's going.
Yeah. Thank
But
you to those who stuck it out with us to the
Thank you,
till the
Trish.
bitter end. We love you.
Bye,
Thank
my
you again for
loves. Thank you,
coming. We had a
Connie, for
blast.
coming. Melanie,
Thank you,
Andrea.
Maru.
Have a good
Bye,
night.
Marilucci. Bye. Good night.
Good night,
Bye. Good
ladies.
night.
Bye.
Bye.